Hey, Reddit, I never thought I'd be the one posting here. I always read these kinds of posts and thought, damn, that sucks. Glad that S not me well. Here I am, I34M. Have been married to my wife 32F. Let's call her Kara for 5 years. Dated for 3 before that. We were the couple that made people say, "You guys are goals." On the outside, everything looked perfect. We had a house, a dog, solid jobs. No kids yet, but we were talking about it. Now I feel like I've been living in a hall of mirrors. So here's what happened. Last weekend, Kara went out for girls' night. I didn't think anything of it. She's had the same core friend group since college, and I've always trusted her. Maybe too much anyway. She came home around 1 a.m. Drunk, giggly, loud. Not unusual. What was unusual? She left her phone downstairs, and didn't he notice? Now look, I've never been the guy to snoop, but something about the way she walked in that night made my gut twist. She was acting off, like someone playing a version of themselves. Over-animated. Fake laughing. Weird pauses. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I picked up the phone. I wasn't even trying to go full FBI. I just wanted to ease my gut. You know what I found? A text notification from someone saved as Babe. Red heart. My heart stopped. I opened the conversation. The last message from Babe was, "You look so good tonight." Couldn't he stop thinking about that kiss? And Kara had replied, "Your trouble smiling face with horns." Stop tempting me. I sat there on the couch frozen. Then I started scrolling, and what I found? Dozens of messages. Voice notes. Nudes. Inside jokes. Him calling her his girl. Her talking about me like I was some oblivious roommate. I swear to God, Reddit, I almost threw up. This wasn't some random fling. This was a full-blown relationship. She had 2 lives. One with me, one with Babe. I didn't wake her up. I couldn't I just sat on the couch until the sun came up. I kept replaying every memory. Every time she said I love you. Every stupid Sunday breakfast. Every time she kissed me and told me I was her person. It all felt like a lie. And here's the kicker. This guy, he is not even some mysterious stranger. He is her coworker. A guy I've met. Shook hands with. She once joked he had resting creep face. So what now? I don't know. I haven't confronted her yet. I've been sleeping on the couch for 3 nights. I told her I had a stomach bug. She bought it, or at least pretended to. I'm trying to gather evidence, because this feels bigger. Like she has done this before. And the way she has been smiling at her phone, lately I'm starting to wonder if Bae is just one name in a long list. So, I mentioned in part 1 that Kara had been acting weird. Not just guilty confident. Like she knew she had secrets, but also knew I wouldn't find them. And that cockiness started to eat at me. It made me wonder, what if the phone I found isn't even her real one? I know that sounds crazy, but listen, Kara always kept her phone super locked down. Face ID password. All the security bells and whistles. But that night when she left it on the table, no lock screen. It opened with just a swipe. Almost too easy. And that's when I remembered something. Back in February, she lost her phone. Told me she dropped it at a concert. We turned the house upside down looking for it. She even made a big deal about calling Verizon and ordering a new one at the time. I didn't think twice. Now I think she lied. I think she kept the lost phone and gave me the new one to see. So what did I do? I went into her car. Kara's one of those organized chaos people. She always says her car is a mess, but she knows where everything is. So I checked the glove box, center console, under the seats. Bingo, there was another phone. Turned off. Hidden in the compartment, under the trunk mat next to a gym. Bag I haven't seen her use in over a year. My hands were shaking. I charged it in my office. Turned it on. No lock screen. No Face ID. Just open access and read it. It was another life. More messages. More pictures. But not with Babe. This time with someone saved as J upside down face. The first message: missed you last night. He still doesn't suspect. And she wrote back, nah. I just fake a headache. He is such a routine guy. He never asks questions. I felt physically ill. Jay, wasn't he just another fling? He was another full-blown relationship. They had a routine Thursday nights. Afternoon errands that were actually hotel meet UPS. She even joked about me to him. He made me dinner tonight to cheer me up. If only he knew what I really needed. Who the F was I married to? It gets worse. Jay lives in our neighborhood 2 streets over. I've waved to him before. She met him while jogging. And apparently it's been going on for almost a year. So now we're at 2 men, 2 phones, and a wife who kisses me goodnight while texting both of them. Sweet dreams. I feel numb. I haven't confronted her yet. I'm not ready. I need to be smarter than her. I need evidence, a plan, an exit. Because Karen, she doesn't just lie. She plays. And I think I'm just now realizing I've been the game. After finding the second phone, I started digging everywhere. Email shared cloud drives. Even our joint Venmo account, the one we linked back when we were splitting bills, like a power couple. She probably forgot we both still had access. Big mistake on her part. First red flag: multiple payments, labeled flexed biceps, coach sweat droplets. 75 here, 120 there. Some mark session others. Thanks babe, winking face, or just eggplant emojis. Now here's the kicker: Kara, does tea work out? She pretends to. She wears at leisure, carries a hydro flask, and takes gym selfies in our guest bathroom. But I've literally never seen her break a sweat. And when I ask about workouts, she says vague HT like gluts and core today, and changes the subject. So I start searching coach in her email. Boom, I find 2 confirmation emails from some trainer named Eric at a local fitness studio. Except Eric is not a trainer. He is a private escort. Yes, read it. I am not kidding. I did a reverse image search of his business profile pic. It LED'd to a full-blown escort website. Same tattoos. Same face. Same smirk. So now to recap: babe equals coworker side relationship. J equals neighborhood fling. Coach equals literal paid escort. I confronted the gym. Played dumb. Said I was looking into training packages and heard about Eric. The woman at the desk gave me a look and said, Eric, doesn't he work here anymore? He was removed. No more questions needed. So now I know my wife is white heavy check mark cheating. White heavy check mark running to emotional affairs. White heavy check paying mark for sex. White, heavy check, lying like it's a sport she's training for the Olympics in. And the worst part, she is so normal on the surface. Like last night, she made spaghetti, kissed me on the cheek, asked how my day was, talked about how she wants to take a trip this fall, just the two of us to reconnect. Meanwhile, 48 hours ago, she was moaning for a dude named Eric who charges by the hour and accepts Venmo. I'm at my breaking point. I've started screen recording everything. Transferred all text screenshots, payments and emails to a private drive. I've got a lawyer on standby. I've got a separate bank account ready. I'm one step away from setting this whole thing in motion. But part of me still doesn't believe this is real. How do you share a bed with someone who is living? 5 lives, how did I not see it? Or maybe I did. Maybe I just ignored every little red flag, because love makes you so damn blind. Last week, Kara said she was going to therapy. Now this is something she started 2 months ago. Allegedly, to work on trust issues from her childhood. I was proud, supportive, encouraged it. Hell, I was paying for it. But ever since, the second phone and the Venmo trail to Coach, nothing she said made sense anymore. So I did something I'm not proud of. I followed her. Before you judge me, understand this. I wasn't doing it to catch her. ID already caught her. This wasn't about revenge. It was about truth. I needed to see it with my own eyes. So she left the house in yoga pants and a hoodie, said I'll be home around 8, and drove off. I gave her a 3-minute head start. Then I got in my car and tailed her. She didn't go to any therapist's office. Didn't he even head in that direction? She drove 20 minutes out to a trendy apartment complex, the kind of place with private rooftop lounges and guest check-ins. She parked, got out, walked right up to Unit 303. I parked around the corner, waited. 10 minutes later, he opened the door. Tall, muscular, black t-shirt, tattoos, late 30s. Definitely not her coworker. Not Jay, not Coach. I took a picture. Then I saw them kiss. Not a hello hug. Not a quick peck. A lingering full body, grab your face kiss. The kind you give when you're the main guy and read it. He called her baby like he was the boyfriend. Not the side piece. Not the fling. She walked inside like she'd done it 100 times. Door closed. I sat in my car, hands shaking, staring at the entrance like it might somehow make sense. It didn't it. This was for another man. Another lie. Another entire relationship. Another betrayal that had a name and an address. I waited an hour. She never came back out. When she got home later that night, after 9 p.m., hair, messy, cheeks flushed, she walked in smiling. Therapy was heavy today, she said. I'm going to shower, I nodded. Said, hope it helped. And she kissed my forehead like I was the one she pitied. I don't know if she suspects anything yet. But something in me snapped. This wasn't infidelity anymore. This wasn't a mistake or a phase. This is a lifestyle. A sick, manipulative, pathological game. And I've been the fool with the ring on his finger, funding all of it. I have a lawyer meeting tomorrow. I've got all the evidence backed up in 3 places. My friend offered me his guest room. I'm planning the exit quietly. Strategically. Because when I walk, it's going to be permanent. I don't want apologies. I don't want tears. I won out. After confirming 4 men, babe, coworker J, neighbor Coach, escort, and now the mystery man in the apartment, I spent 3 days quietly organizing my exit. Lawyer white heavy check mark. Evidence backed up cloud drive. Hard copies white heavy check mark. Bank accounts separated white heavy check mark. Friend displace ready white heavy check mark. Emotional armor on. As much as it could be. I planned it for a Sunday night. She wouldn't he expect it. That is movie and wine night in our house. The irony. She came home from a run wearing full makeup. Hair done, clothes wrinkle-free. Who the hell runs in a halter top? She kicked her shoes off, poured herself wine, and asked if I wanted to watch Netflix or something sexy. I said we need to talk immediately. Her face changed. That wide, fake smile flickered like a glitch in a video game. She went still like an animal that senses the trap. Just snapped shut. Talk about what she asked. Sipping wine like she had just cheated on me with half the zip code. I pulled out the folder. I had everything printed. Screenshots of her texts with Babe. Photos from the second phone of her and Jay. The escort side profile of Coach. The Venmo payments. The address and time-stamped photo of her kissing the 4th guy. She didn't even look at them. She just froze, like she was waiting to see which mask to put on. I said, you've been living 4 lives. I was just the idiot paying the bills. And that S when she snapped. First, denial. You went through my private stuff. That is abuse. That's controlling. Yeah, I'm the problem. Then rage. You don't know the whole story. Those were mistakes. It's not what you think. Then gaslighting. You've been distant. You never listened to me, maybe if you weren't so boring. Then she cried. Big crocodile tears. I'm sick, I need therapy. I don't know why I do this. You can't leave me right now. I stayed calm. Didn't he yell? Didn't he even raise my voice? I said this, I sent a mistake. This is a pattern. This is who you are when you think no one else watching. And I'm done living next to a stranger who lies for sport. She screamed. Started pacing, slamming cabinets, saying I was throwing away our marriage over a few stupid texts. She actually said it's not like I was in love with them. I said you don't have to be in love to destroy someone. You just have to stop caring. Then I handed her the divorce papers. Told her I was moving out tomorrow. That my lawyer would be in touch. And that ID already secured everything I legally needed. Her face went white. I think that's the first moment it actually hit her. She lost not just the marriage, but the control. The narrative. The ability to spin her version of the story. That night, I slept in the guest room with the door locked. She knocked twice. Said she couldn't sleep. I didn't answer. This morning I left. She was sitting on the stairs in a hoodie, looking small, empty, pathetic. She didn't say a word as I walked out and read it. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel broken. I felt free. So remember Jay, the neighbor she was hooking up with? His wife found me on Facebook. Yeah. Jay was married to a woman named Danielle. She messaged me out of the blue, and at first, I almost ignored it. I assumed it was another burner account Carol made to spy on me because yes, she is still trying to contact me. We'll get to that in part 7. But no, this was real. Danielle said, I just found messages between my husband and your wife. I think we need to talk. We met for coffee. Two strangers bonded by betrayal. And what she told me made my stomach drop. Jay and Kara were just sleeping together for a year. They had history. Turns out they first hooked up 3 years ago. Back when Kara and I were engaged. She met him while jogging. Lied to him at first, said she was in a complicated relationship. Not sure if she wanted to get married. They kept it casual. Then it fizzled out, but a year into our marriage, it started up again. Danielle showed me screenshots, emails, pictures, and Reddit. Kara, wasn't he just cheating? She was copy-pasting love messages to him, the same exact phrases she used with me. You see me in a way no one else ever has. I feel alive when I'm around you. I'm just trying to find myself right now. I read those in our vows. She had been rehearsing her cheating scripts on him for years. Before the wedding, during the honeymoon phase, on our anniversary. Yes, there were receipts for hotel rooms on our 3-year anniversary weekend when she told me she had to work late on a pitch. I thought I was losing my mind when I started noticing the distance, the mood swings, the excuses. But I wasn't crazy. I was just sleeping beside a liar who'd already chosen her double life. Danielle and I just sat there in silence for a while. Both of us stunned, angry, embarrassed. She told me she is filing for divorce too. Said they deserve each other. But I hope they rot alone. I agreed. But here's the thing, Reddit. I don't even think Carol wants any of these men. She just wants attention, validation, control. She plays this game where she is the fantasy, the victim, the star of the drama, and the second someone stops worshiping her, she moves on to her next audience. And me, I was the opening act. I called my lawyer that night and told him to add marital fraud to the file. I don't know how much I'll get from it, maybe nothing, but it matters because I mattered. I was real. She was a performance. So here is what has been happening since I walked out. She has texted me 37 times, left 14 voicemails, emailed me twice under fake names, DM'd my sister, my coworker, and even my mom. And every message falls into one of 4 categories. 1, the victim act. I'm broken. I need help. I was acting out of trauma. You're punishing me instead of trying to heal together. You don't know how much pain I'm in. Cool. So I guess 4 affairs were part of your healing journey. Must have missed that in the marriage vows. 2 Gaslighting 2.0. You don't actually know what you saw. None of it meant anything. If you really loved me, you'd fight for us instead of running. This one almost got me, because for a second, I started to feel that guilt creep in, the what if I'm being too harsh reflex. Then I remembered she faked therapy sessions to go CKA guy in an apartment she probably called our safe space. Nope. Not falling for it. 3, reputation damage control. Now this is where it gets gross. Apparently, she has been telling our mutual friends that I was emotionally abusive, that I isolated her, that I was cold and distant, and she slipped because I never gave her affection. Let us be clear, I cooked. I cleaned. I celebrated her wins. I supported therapy LOL. I planned date nights, anniversaries. Surprises. She cheated repeatedly for years with 4 men. But somehow, I'm the bad guy in the version she is telling now. Thankfully, some friends saw right through it. Two of them even reached out and said she is telling everyone you're distant. But honestly, she always seemed bored, like she was chasing chaos. One friend who dated Kara's old roommate told me this. She has always done this. She needs drama. She needs to feel like the prize. She builds these fake castles out of attention. And when they crumble, she blames everyone else for the "let us try again" pitch. What if we go to therapy together? I'll delete every contact. Block everyone. Start fresh. Can't we just go away for a weekend? And remember why we fell in love. You know what is crazy? She really believes she can erase all of this with a vacation. Like she didn't torch our entire marriage and then dance in the ashes. Reddit, I'm exhausted. Not heartbroken anymore. Not even angry. Just done. Done carrying the blame for someone else's mess. Done trying to find logic in a person who rehearses lies better than she ever meant her vows. Done holding space for someone who set fire to the life we built just because she was bored. I haven't replied to a single message. Blocked her on everything. My lawyer is finalizing everything now. I'll be free in a matter of weeks. But I wanted to write this tonight because I know there are people out there right now being guilt-tripped into staying with someone who broke every promise and still wants to play the victim. Please hear this: you are not the villain for leaving someone who couldn't be loyal. You are not cruel for refusing to carry their consequences. You are not cold for walking away from a person who turned love into warfare. It's been since a month. I walked out. A month since I looked her in the eyes and said, I'm dead. A month since I saw her mask slip and realized I'd been married to a stranger who just wore my wife's face and read it. It's quiet now, so quiet. No fake apologies. No guilt games. No late night, wide-eyed Kara crying on the stairs in sweatpants, pretending to be human again. Just silence. And at first, the silence was deafening. Because when you've spent years being gaslit, accused, manipulated, managed, you start to confuse peace with danger. You start waiting for the other shoe to drop. Because there was always another shoe. Another lie. Another message. Another man. But now there is nothing. And slowly that silence stopped feeling like a void. It started to feel like freedom. I've started waking up early again, not because I have to, but because I want to. I make coffee the way I like it, not how she pretended to like it, while secretly getting Starbucks with Jay. I play guitar again. Stupid songs. Sad songs. Angry songs. My songs. I reconnected with old friends. Even my brother said you sound lighter. Like your voice isn't holding something back anymore. I started going to therapy. Real therapy. Not the kind where your partner is lying about where they are while you're paying the bill. And the craziest part, I don't miss her. Not the real her, because I never really knew her. I miss the idea of her, the girl I thought I married. The one who never existed. And grieving someone who was a character in your life story. That's its own kind of hell. But I'm walking through it one step at a time. She tried reaching out once more. One last email. Just 3 words: do you hate me? I didn't answer because hate still takes energy. And she doesn't get 1 more ounce of mine. To anyone reading this, whether you're in it, just out of it, or scared to leave, let me say this, from someone who watched his world implode and still stood back up: you are not weak for staying. You are not stupid for believing. You are not broken because they couldn't love you, right? You were real. They were not. And if you're wondering whether you'll ever laugh again, sleep through the night, or feel something other than constant dread. You will, I promise. It's not about moving on. It's about coming back to yourself, to the version of you that existed before the lies that is all I've got. Thank you, Reddit, for being the strangers who listened when the person I loved the most couldn't even tell me the truth. Here is to the silence, and to the man I'm becoming in it, Black Heart. A guy who finally knows better.